Hi, I'm really excited to teach this exercise to you today. It's an exercise that I taught in a class recently, and ever since then I've been doing it every day for myself. It's my favorite exercise right now. On the face of it, this is a very simple exercise, but there's actually a lot of complexity here. So there's challenge to the ability to relax the neck relative to what the rest of the spine is doing. And then there's another challenge to the neck to counter-rotate according to what the rib cage is doing. There's a mobility aspect for the neck, and then there's a mobility aspect of the shoulder girdle. Can the shoulder girdle move in a direction that assists the movement of the spine or one that is opposed to the movement of the spine? There's also a challenge to the mobility of the ribs, the joints and the muscles between the ribs, which is really important to get moving. There's a lot of sensory information coming from those rib muscles to the central nervous system that help tell your central nervous system that your breathing is good. And if we spend a lot of time sitting in a chair at a screen, the requirement for that kind of breathing is very low. So there's not a lot of sensory information coming up to the central nervous system about your breath work. So we got to get those ribs moving, those joints of the ribs relative to the spine. So your spine can extend as your ribs flex, which is a really interesting concept. So it's primarily a breathing exercise, but it's also an abdominal exercise. The abs have to lengthen. So it's a rotation exercise of the spine, rotation with flexion and rotation with extension. So let's begin. I'm sitting close to the front edge of the chair, just so I have lots of room behind me to rotate. And the legs are straight out in front of my hips with the knees directly, the feet directly under the knees. So about a 90-degree angle. So we'll start by dropping the head forward, dropping the chin to the chest. So we're flexing the neck. This flexion of the neck assists the flexion of the rib cage. So we're going to start with the neck. So first of all, you can see how much do the muscles on the back of your neck lengthen and allow the chin to fall towards the chest. Now, the other challenge to this exercise is to see, can the neck remain relaxed and the head just remain passively hanging as we rotate the rib cage under it? Take your hand, one hand, and reach it across and place it on the outside of the opposite knee. The palm is facing the leg and the elbow is pointing out and away from you, which is known as an internal rotation of the arm. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to reach the fingers down and out towards the floor, which will pull you into a little bit of a rotation and pull your shoulder blade away from your spine so it goes wider on your rib cage. Now, take a breath in, let your head just hang. And as you exhale, draw your ribs down and flex your rib cage a little bit more. This might allow you to reach your arm a little further down. Rounding your back, your upper back or your rib cage just a bit more. Your pelvis will also be slightly posterior tilted, so that's good. Take your other hand and place it on the back or the side of your chair. Let your head just hang passively. We're trying not to use the head and neck to pull the spine. We're trying to rotate the spine under the head. So let the head hang. Take a breath in. Maintain the flexion of your spine as you inhale, which requires that mobility of the rib cage. And as you exhale, rotate a little bit more. You can use your arms as a gentle assist. Let your head hang. Try not to pull your head over. Inhale. Now you have to maintain that flexed position of your rib cage as you inhale. Exhale and rotate a little further. Now you might not get any more rotation, but the intention is there. Inhale, hold the flexion. Breathe into the flexion, expand the ribs. Mobilizing these ribs, but not lifting the spine. Exhale and rotate a little bit more. You can hear probably the change in my voice as I'm twisting up those abdominal muscles. Inhale again. Exhale, twist. Neck is relaxed. Ribs are down. One more breath in here. And back to center. Okay, let's do the other side. Before we do the other side, I just want to bring your attention to one more thing that might be happening. If you don't have the ability for these abdominal muscles to lengthen and yield, you won't get that movement of the rib cage relative to the pelvis that we need for a rotation. And you might pull your pelvis with you And that would look like one knee coming in as the other one pushes out. You might be able to feel yourself sliding on the chair. So I've got a rolled up yoga mat on my chair that keeps my pelvis kind of centered. It's okay if there's a little bit of movement, but we just don't want to get most of that movement by rotating our pelvis, because then there's nothing happening here. So let's do the other side. Drop your chin to your chest. Take your hand and reach the other hand and reach it across the outside of the other knee. Palm facing into the knee, elbow facing out. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, reach the fingers down and out towards the floor, rotating your spine, pulling the shoulder blade wide, rounding your upper back. Hold that round now as you inhale. Exhale, draw the ribs down a little bit more, flexing the rest of your rib cage. Take the other hand to the back or the side of the chair. Let your head just hang. Take a breath in, holding the flexion. And as you exhale, rotate a little further. Inhale to hold your position here. Exhale to rotate. Inhale into that back. Move those ribs apart. Exhale. Twist. One more inhale. Exhale, return. Good. You can do 5 to 8 breaths in each direction, so you can stay there a little bit longer. We're going to do the second version now, and this is the spine extended or lengthened. And the shoulder girdle is still going to be doing that movement that tends to want to flex the spine. So now we have to move our spine relative to our shoulder girdle, which is what helps mobilize that shoulder girdle. So we're going to take the first hand that we did before and place it on the back of our knee, side of our knee rather. Elbow still pointing out, so we're still internally rotated. But now we're going to inhale and lift the chest and lengthen the spine. All right. As you exhale, you're going to reach that hand. Keep your eyes looking straight ahead, but reach that hand towards the floor, and that will rotate. But try not to round your back. Okay, keep that chest up. Inhale and hold this position. It's a little easier on the inhale. Exhale with gentle arms. You're going to press and just rotate a little bit more. Keep your eyes looking straight ahead. So on this one, even though we're not moving our neck, there's a counter rotation of the neck relative to what's going on below it. So there's a mobility aspect of the neck and the upper back. Inhale, hold the length of your spine. Then we want to do a soft exhale here. We don't want to blow out aggressively because that would pull our ribs down and flex the spine. So we're going to soft exhale here and rotate. You can just do a nasal breath. Inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, rotate. Keep your eyes looking straight ahead. One more. And return to center. Wow. Okay, let's do the second one. This is the last one. You take your second arm and place it on the outside of that knee, elbow pointing out. Inhale, spot something directly in front. Take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to reach the arm, pulling the shoulder blade, but keeping the spine lengthened. Inhale. Get a little taller. Exhale, twist. Gentle exhale. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Maybe glance down at your knees, make sure they're not too uneven. There could be a little movement there. Twist. Lengthen. Exhale. And finally return to center. So that's the exercise. I would do this 2 or 3 times a day. Take your movement break and move the ribs. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know, and I'll talk to you soon.